driving down the road, and we saw the sign a ways back, cattle stockades. And we've got this long stone building here. Oh, is this stables? What is it? Let's start by opening the door. Come on, Kit. And the guardhouses have also included living quarters. Look at the ceiling. It's kind of cool with the rushes stuffed in. Hey, let's see what else. That's really pretty cool.
And it's been here forever.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? The ranger said that you can't drink it directly out of the pipe. Come. All right, we're not going all the way up.